Welcome back. Another edition of a Schu In with Schubert. This week presented by the Draft Sports Grill at Country Club and Baseline in Mesa and online at draftgrill.com. A very successful week last week. We went 2-0. Florida State once again not playing, so we didn't get to play that game. 9-1 over our last 10 games over the last 4 weeks. So if you're just joining us for the picks, we've been doing pretty well as of late. Alabama minus 29.5 will be the first one this week against LSU, and this is mainly a pick against LSU. LSU not the team that we saw win the national championship last year. They've had a bunch of players go to the NFL draft. They've had a bunch of players opt out due to COVID, and that happened again this week. Their leading receiver, a guy who's got 10 touchdowns, leads the team in receiving yards. Terrace Marshall Jr., a guy that's going to be picked in the first round more than likely in the NFL draft. He opts out. I don't know who LSU is going to throw the ball to. Nobody else in that room has caught more than 2 touchdowns, I believe. You're giving an advantage to Nick Saban and this Alabama team, a team that doesn't need them. Give me Alabama to cover the 29.5. Game number 2, going to the Big 12, Oklahoma State minus 2.5 against TCU. This is a TCU team coming off a big win against Kansas. That score, a little bit misleading to how TCU won that football game. But TCU, they have struggled against defenses that are not as good as this Oklahoma State one that they're going to play this weekend. And you add in Spencer Saunders and Chuba Hubbard on the other side of the ball. I will take the Cowboys minus the 2.5. The last game, the directional battle of Michigan, Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan. I like the Broncos in this one. This is a team that has scored 45 points per game. That's 5th in the country. And Eastern Michigan's defense is brutal. They give up over 500 yards per game. They give up over 35 points per game. Both of those are at the back half, the bottom third of all FBS schools. I don't know how they slow down Western Michigan. I don't think they do. The Western Michigan Broncos cover the 13.5 against Eastern Michigan. So to recap, an SEC play, Alabama minus 29.5 against LSU. We will take Oklahoma State minus 2.5 against TCU, and we wrap up with Western Michigan, the Broncos, minus 13.5 against Eastern Michigan. Good luck this weekend.